Alright, to make up my root mix. Is that banana in the way? Yeah. Gotta find a better place to put the camera. I guess you can see. First thing is to get the cocoa coir hydrated. I'm using 1.5 bricks. And you can get this off Amazon. I'll put a link in the description. I find this stuff rehydrates a lot faster if you kind of crumble it up a bit first. This cocoa coir is great stuff. If you've never used it, give it a try. It really helps to fill out, and it's sterile. It's not going to have any weeds or anything like that in it. And give it a little bit of water here. It's going to need some more water. And let's go to mist. Should be enough for now. You don't want the cocoa coir to be too wet. So give that a minute to soak in. Let me check on my fig cuttings. See how they're doing. Well, we're starting to get a little bit of green coming in there. When I take a cutting, I like to wrap it completely with the grafting tape and then just clean off the end where I want the roots to go, and then give this a little mist while I'm in here. That keeps the tips from dehydrating and drying out. And even though we're in a greenhouse, the zip block helps to retain the moisture. And looks like my moringa seeds are coming up. They're going to need to be repotted soon. I've got some more over here that haven't sprouted yet. These are all papaya seeds, young papaya plants back here. Another fig cutting. I don't know if that one's going to make it or not. And I'm doing a Kratky hydroponic grow on these here. There's some pepper seeds. I found some wild peppers growing. I think they're called chili patine or chili pequin or something like that. It's a wild pepper that grows here in this area. I picked a few of them, dried them out, trying to plant the seeds in there and see if they'll grow in the Kratky method of hydroponic. And let's see, looks like it's, yeah, some more water in here. For my potting mix, I like to go, I want it really, really well drained. So I'm going to go with cocoa coir, and then I'm going to add in some sand from the yard here, because it's a fairly coarse sand we have in this area. And then I'm going to put in a couple of good handfuls of rotted cow manure compost, some bark, tree bark compost, and I'll be mixing in a little bit of fish emulsion fertilizer just to give it a little sweetness. And I think that is all I'm going to put in this mix. And what I'm going to be planting these in, now it's the first time I've used these, so we'll see how it goes. But these are these are cloth bags. I think they called them 5 gallons, but that is, yeah, there's no way that that's 5 gallons. But that's what they claimed it was. That was the trade size, was a 5-gallon pot. The thing I'm been reading about these is they are self-pruning. If you're starting to get a little bit root bound or whatever, and it's time to pot them up, instead of the roots circling around, when they get close to the edge, air can permeate this fabric, and those roots that are close to the edge will self-prune, die off. They won't go start circling. So we're going to see how well these work. And I think these should be big enough for all the plants that I got today. Cocoa coir is getting hydrated. I don't want it too wet. I think we're one more spray. There's still some dry areas in here. Spread it out. And this soil mix that I'm coming up with, I've had really good luck with it. As you can see, my citrus are doing fantastic. They drain real well, even though they're in solid plastic pots. They're draining real well. Something, if you are going to plant in these big syrup tubs, you got to make sure you've got some holes on the sides, because the holes that you drill in the bottom for drainage, they're going to be plugged up, especially sitting on a fabric of this. So drill some holes in the side so you make sure it drains well, because the worst thing for bananas and citrus are to sit in water. You want them to have a good moist soil, but when it starts getting too soggy, well, you can't see it from where you're at, but I've got a banana down there that I forgot to drill holes in the bottom, and it's bad. That poor banana looks bad. But I found it in time, drilled some more holes, and I think it's starting to come back. All right, we're getting there with the cocoa coir. Let's bring in the others. All right, this is my aged leaf mold compost. Oh, it smells so good. Nice and dark. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5 good handfuls of that. And just for reference, the cocoa coir, probably about 3 handfuls, 5 handfuls of this. Next is the premium organic growers mix, and it's mostly bark shavings and so forth. Gives a good texture to the soil, keeps it loose, doesn't compact, good drainage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 handfuls of that. then the sand. And here's the sand. And this is just sand I digged up in the backyard, right by the dog kennel. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I normally go 4, but let's go 5 here. Let's go 5. So that's 5 on all parts except for the cocoa core. Time to dig in. Okay, looks pretty well mixed. Not now, dear. Okay, got this about half full. I think should be fine for the dig. And you want the crown. In fact, I need it. I think I'm going to trim a few of these roots off. I need scissors for this one. That should be fine. Actually, I want to get that. Trim this a bit. There we go. As I was saying, you want to keep the crown above the soil. This is the crown here, where you see the stem stops and the roots start. In fact, I like to always keep a little bit, maybe half or a quarter of an inch of the roots above the ground. Those are the air roots. The plant will do a lot better if it's got a little bit of oxygen in there. And I'll just kind of spread the roots around best I can. There we go. Gently add the one, shake it around a little bit, up and down. Helps remove those air pockets. And there we go. Gently pack it down as you go. Just firm it up. Don't really pack it. Just want to firm it up some. Now, I'm going to have to mix up some more for the other plants. I didn't make up enough as I thought I needed. I've already gone through half of this container on the first plant. And just a hair more. And I said I like to leave a little bit of roots showing above the crown. Well, keep in mind that this is going to settle when it gets watered. So I'm right there. That's the crown right there, and there's the roots right below that. So one more little sprinkle for good measure. There we go. Okay, that's it for the fig. And boy howdy, it's getting hot in here. It's January 3rd in Texas, and it's probably 85, 90 degrees in here right now. Okay, next victim. There's the fig. Okay, next we'll do the loquat. Loquat, 1 to 2 feet tall. And first start with a little bit of root trim in here. There we go. And just a little mist, just to keep it wet while I'm getting the pot ready. They didn't say what variety of loquat this is. So it'll be interesting to see, because I've got 2 other loquats that I bought from a local nursery that they didn't know what variety it was either. So we'll see. And it's the same drill. Fill in the pot about a quarter of the way. Get it evenly distributed. Firm it down, pack it down a little. Firm it down, I should say. There we go. Jeez, hope I've got enough to finish this. I may have to pause the video and go make another batch up here. Oh, it's getting warm in here. Let's see, is that? Nope, need to go a little higher. Yep, I'm definitely gonna have to get another batch made up. Give it a little spin, helps it distribute the roots. Yeah, that's about right. Okay, I gotta go make another batch. Be back in a minute. Okay, back. Got a new mix made up. Get this loquat planted. And same as before, sprinkle a little bit, firm it up, add a little more, firm it up, just to keep the air pockets out. There we go. Just a little bit of the roots showing. I'm going to put a few more handfuls in here, I think. tag. Hello, I'm Loquat. Alright. That's it for the Loquat. Next are the apples. I think I'll go with smaller pots on the apples because I know I'm going to have to repot these sooner. Why waste all this soil? I don't have much soil left. These things seem great, but I'm going to have to wait on those. Alright. As I was talking about the plastic pots, you can see on these, you got your holes on the sides, none on the bottom. That's the way that they can drain real easy, real well. Now, because these pots are not as deep, I'm not going to fill it as much to start with, but that should still give the roots. Clean up these stragglers. All right, there we go. Now, because these are grafted, you see this is the original rootstock. I don't know what the rootstock is, but here's the graft where the Anna fruit scion was grafted onto the rootstock, whatever the rootstock is. And you can see right there, this is the rootstock, and there's a little bit of a bud coming out right by my fingertip, a little red bud. We do not want that taken off, because if that rootstock, I can cut off some of these other rootstock buds. You don't want the rootstock producing any branches or leaves at all. So as this plant starts growing, you start seeing branches or buds coming off of this lower section. Nip them. Nip them off. Because that is not, it could overpower the scion wood, which is what you want, the preferred fruit. Who knows what that rootstock is? It might be a crab apple for that. All that, and usually is. A lot of times they'll use crab apple for rootstock because of its disease resistance, its dwarf tendencies, its resistance to drought, yada yada yada. All those kind of factors go into what they select for the rootstock. Which are all great qualities in their own for the entire life of the plant, but inferior fruit. So don't let that rootstock take off. And that's it. Anna, you're a fine girl. We'll see how you go here in a few months when it warms up. And now for Mr. Einsheimer. Again, here's the rootstock. Here's where the scion, that's where it was grafted. And Mr. Schemmer, you've got a few roots that need to come off here. Any that look damaged, any that look like they're starting to curl, like that one. And try not to mess with these. All these little fine roots up at the top, those are what I was saying are the air roots. They're going to get more of the air. When the soil starts to dry, more oxygen can get down there into these roots. The plant needs oxygen. But these roots down here, these are the ones that are going to be doing a lot of the water and nutrient absorption, where these up top are giving it oxygen for the transpiration. Almost forgot a critical step. Put the soil in the pot first before the plant. Oh, it's getting warm in here. Whew. One more to go after this. Then I can get back in the AC in January. Nope, too much. Yeah, once you take, you're going to get repotted this spring. Just want to get you in the ground and get some roots going first. And then this late spring, get repotted. Get a bigger home. Now both of these apple trees, even though I'm in Texas, both of these apple trees are supposed to be low chill hours. And if you don't know, chill hours is the number of hours that a plant needs to be below, I think it's 40 degrees, 45 degrees, something like that, for it's to signal or to trigger whatever goes on internally to set fruit. Now, generally every tree will set fruit, but if it doesn't have enough chill hours, it won't set as much fruit. So I don't know, I've never gone into it, the details of that whole process. Mr. Shimmer, you're fine. You're all done, Mr. Shimmer. Now let's get you down there with the rest of them, get you a good watering. Now, a good deep watering. Now, deep watering is not just get the top wet. You want to keep watering and watering and watering until you see water coming out the bottom of the pot. In this case, I guess I'm going to have to watch with these cloth pots. I've never used them before, so not sure how it's going to go. So I'm going to start it off on mist. Well, actually, no. Where's center shower? Here we go. Light shower. So if you've got a really good draining mix, flooding it once right now is not going to hurt a dang thing because it's all going to drain out. But the soil will be damp and the roots can get the moisture they need, and any excessive moisture is going to drain out through the pot. And you don't want to water again until you can poke your finger down and you don't feel nothing sticks to your finger when you get down there about 2 or 3 inches. Flies are out today. I guess on these bags I'm going to have to wait and see when I start seeing moisture at the bottom of the bag. By the way, my jalapeno peppers, there and there, I've kept in the greenhouse since since fall, and they have not gone dormant, and they're still producing peppers. Look at them big buggers. Some nice green peppers that are going on my dinner tonight. Okay, that's those two. Let's get the apple down here. Okay, where did I put the other guy? Okay, apple, loquat, fig. Okay, that's it. Oh, yeah, the raspberries still needs to be potted. Yeah, I'm starting to see a little bit of water drain out of this cloth pot. Yep, I see some down there. All right, so we're about there. Give the apple another squirt. Give this apple another squirt. And while I'm down here, I give my fig cuttings